Have you ever felt like being selfish can be a superpower? Yes, I said selfish. I know the society views the word selfish as very bad. Like we are brought up to believe like it's a bad thing. You should never be selfish. You should not prioritize yourself. You should always say yes to people. And if you have grown as a first daughter, especially in an African home, then you know how much pressure it is on you. You're expected to take care of the needs of other people and just forget about all your needs. And this is done directly or subconsciously. Subconsciously is done through our mothers and our aunts and our grandmothers. For example, during the holidays, they are the ones in the kitchen, they are cooking, they're preparing good dishes for everyone. And then the uncles, the cousins, and our brothers are just in the sitting room, just waiting, just having their banter, maybe sharing a drink, and then waiting for food. And when the food is ready, instead of these women first putting their food aside and before starting to serve other people, they just serve other people, and sometimes even the food finishes, they have not eaten any food, and then they go back on empty stomachs and they start cooking for themselves something simple to just fill their stomach. That is what I call surviving and not thriving. As women, we need to start prioritizing ourselves. We need to start being selfish. And for me personally, growing up, I was always the person that people came to for advice, for trauma dumping. I would have these friends that would come to me, share their problems with me. I would advise them. We'd try and troubleshoot and find possible solutions to their problems. But when I needed someone to talk to, when I needed someone to trauma dump on, or to just share my troubles with, I just couldn't find anyone. And just because someone appears strong, it doesn't mean that they don't have their own demons that they are facing. And for me, when I drew the line and I decided, what, I need to start prioritizing myself, I need to make sure that I'm okay before I can listen to other people and before that I can give advice, is one time when I was facing some relationship issues, and I went to my friend who would always come to my place when she was having troubles, and who would even sometimes just spend the whole night just talking, trying to troubleshoot, me giving her encouragement, me telling her what possible solutions on what we could do. And I was facing these problems, and I went to her, and I was trying to share with her. And you know what she told me? She told me that you're strong, you'll figure it out. And I just had an epiphany at that moment, and I realized, oh, so for me, I'm strong, I'll figure it out. But when you people need me, I'm always there for you people. But when I need someone to talk to, when I need someone to share my troubles with, I have nobody to share with. So from that day, I decided, what, I'm starting to prioritize myself. And over the years, and with the help of therapists and, mentors and people in my life, I've been able to put myself first. And I can tell you that it's the best decision that I ever made in my life. So you should also try to prioritize yourself. And I know you're wondering, what is the problem with people pleasing? I have been there. I have been a people pleaser. I have been the person who always says yes. I'm not able to say no, even if I'm told something that I do not want to do. Even if my friend calls me out for a date and I don't want to go, I wasn't able to say no. I would just say yes. And let me tell you the problem with people pleasing. With people pleasing, you give and you give and you give until your cup becomes empty. And when your cup becomes empty, you start feeling exhausted, you start feeling resentment, you become very resentful towards the people around you, even people who love you. You just feel like you don't want to be around them. You can even change your personality from being a very extroverted person to an introvert, because you just feel exhausted and you don't want to be around people. And sometimes you see, when you become a people pleaser, when people see you, they only think about what you can do for them. When people would see me, they would only think about, oh, by the way, I had this problem with my sister. What should I do? Oh, by the way, I'm facing this problem. What should I do? And it was really exhausting. You have gone out on a date for you to just have a good time with your friend and to bond, and she's coming in there with all her problems. And when you're a people pleaser, there's usually no time for you to share your problems. As girls, we go out and we share each other's problems. Like, I tell you what I'm going through, you give me advice, you tell me what you're going through, I give you my opinion, we share. That is very healthy. But when you're a people pleaser, you'll find yourself that you're going out for a date and the other person is the only one who is sharing their problems. You don't have even time to share your problems, or in the conversation 90% of the time she's the only one who is talking about her problems, and you, the 10%, you are trying to put a point across, and she doesn't take it seriously because they think we're the strong soldiers, like we'll figure it out. So for you to be happy and for you to be content, you have to stop being a people pleaser. For you to stop being a people pleaser, you have to shift to self-priority. You have to make sure that you're good. Before you can look at other people and ensure that they are good, you have to make sure that you're good. You have to make sure that your cup is full and you give the overflow. But if you're giving from an empty cup, what are you giving? And even if your cup is halfway filled and you're giving out, you'll find that your cup will be empty, and at this point is where you become resentful. You need to prioritize yourself, and there's nothing wrong about putting yourself first. No, there's nothing wrong with that. You can only take care of other people when you take care of yourself. Even in a flight, they always give instructions that in case of an emergency, mothers should not take the oxygen mask and put on their kids first. They should take the oxygen mask, put it on themselves, and then take care of their children and the people around them. It's the same case. You have to make sure that you're okay so that you can be able to take care of other people. And here I'll share a few tips that can help you shift from being a people pleaser to self-priority. The first tip is setting boundaries. You have to set healthy boundaries, firm boundaries, and each time your boundaries are broken, reinforce them and do not break those boundaries. And especially if you're a people pleaser, please learn to say no. The word no is a full sentence. It's a sentence on its own. If someone is asking you to go out and you don't feel like going out, just say no. Today, I'll not be going out. You don't even have to explain. You don't have to go into details if you don't want to. A no is a full sentence. Setting boundaries will ensure that you protect your energy and time because they are precious things that need to be protected. The second tip is self-care rituals. Your mental health is precious and you need to protect it. So do whatever you need to do to make sure that your mental health is okay. If it is walks, meditating, reading a book, going out on that date, just do some self-care rituals. Take care of yourself and put yourself on the pedestal. Put yourself on your number one list. When you're going out there to buy gifts for other people, make sure that you have bought gifts for yourself first. That is what prioritizing yourself means, putting yourself above everyone else on this earth. The third tip is prioritizing your goals. Your aspirations matter, so put them above everyone else's. You see, when you're a people pleaser, you don't care about your goals. For example, you can have a side business and you have set a goal that every Friday I'll be doing this and this and this. I'll be taking photos, I'll be recording a video for my business and this and this. But you find your friend is texting you and she's saying, oh, I need us to go for a date. But because you're a people pleaser, you're not able to say no. Your aspirations do not matter to you. Your goals do not matter to you. Even if you had your schedule full, like you are supposed to do all these things, you're not able to say no. Start prioritizing your goals. And these are the same women, when you find a partner, you completely forget about yourself. You completely forget about your aspirations, what you wanted to do as a young girl, what were your dreams. You start chasing and building towards your man's goals. And the moment this relationship ends, you don't have any aspirations. You don't even remember who you are. You don't even remember your passions. You don't remember anything about yourself. You got lost in the relationship. So even if you're in those relationships, those romantic or platonic relationships, do not forget about yourself. Do not forget about the things that you enjoy. Make sure that your goals are your number one priority. The fourth tip is to declutter. Cut off all those toxic relationships and activities. You know, sometimes we talk so much about cutting off toxic relationships and we do not talk enough about cutting off toxic activities. I once had this client who was a people pleaser and she was trying to work towards the issues that she had. And one of the things that she had is she never liked clubbing. She did not enjoy it. It wasn't in line with her values, with her religion and her beliefs. But because she did not want to feel the odd one out in the friend group, she would always say yes and she would go out clubbing and she would drink, and you know, she's a very lightweight. Small alcohol would just mess her up, and sometimes she would find herself in the wrong address, like in the wrong house, if you know what I mean, with the wrong person, with the wrong man in the bed, and she can't remember anything just because she was trying to please her friends. And sometimes it's not the friends' fault because them, they enjoy clubbing. You do not enjoy. So you have to be very enlightened. You have to really know yourself so that you can be able to know what is really the problem. Because for her case, it wasn't the friends who are the problem. The friends were good, they were supportive, but it was the clubbing. it was the clubbing, the activity that was the problem. So you really need to cut off all those toxic relationships and activities. You don't need friends who are toxic. You'd rather be alone than have a group of toxic friends. And after decluttering all these toxic relationship and activities, focus on your joy, focus on your passions, focus on your goals, focus on things that bring you joy and happiness. For example, if you do not enjoy clubbing, you'd rather be in a kesha on a Friday night than, be somewhere out screaming and drinking alcohol. Focus on that. If you'd rather be in the house just Netflix and chilling, do that. The fifth tip is embrace self-love. When you love someone, you learn about them. For example, a partner. When you love them, you learn about them. You want to know what is their favorite color, what is their favorite thing to do, what do they need, just for you to be able to go out there and make some of these dreams and their needs a reality, right? It's the same thing. When you start loving yourself, you start learning about yourself. You start learning about the things that you love, the things that you enjoy, and you're able to fulfill these things for yourself. And there's nothing more rewarding than, you learning about yourself, you understanding yourself, and doing these things for yourself. So start embracing self-love. Put yourself on the pedestal. Be your number one priority. I can't remember where I had this, and it's not in these exact words, but it's something that goes like, without yourself, your world does not continue. But without you, their world continues. You know what that means? That even if today I was to die, God forbid, my world would stop there. But if I was to die, their world would continue. So you are your number one priority. Above everything else in this world, be your number one priority. And I know you're wondering, okay, you're telling us to be selfish. What are the benefits of being selfish? I'll share a few benefits. The first one is renewed energy. Let me tell you, the moment you start doing things because you love them, the moment you start doing things because you want to, your life changes completely. And if you're not new here, you know how much I love Louise Hay. And in her book, one of her book, You Can Heal Your Life, she says that, people live in this world doing the things that they think the society and other people told them they should do them. And she says that she really hates the should word. For example, you hear someone saying, I should go clubbing. But the real question is, you should go clubbing according to whose standards and according to whose instructions. You should only go clubbing if you want to. And she suggests that we should replace the word should with could. For example, you can change the sentence, I should go clubbing, to I could go clubbing if I wanted to. Because we live our lives doing the things that we don't even want to do them in the first place. You're going out clubbing, you're going out on a date with your friend, and you don't want to go. Why should you go? Please do only things that you want to do, and your energy will be renewed, because you'll save yourself from a lot of toxicity, from a lot of negative energy. People will not always be coming to take advice from you, even when you're not in that mental space, because if you're not a people pleaser and someone comes to take advice from you, you'll be bold enough to tell them, I really want to hear your issues and help you find a solution, but at this moment, I'm also going through a lot, and I don't have that mental capacity to be able to help you. You see, you'll be able to do that. So you'll be saving yourself a lot of energy. The second benefit is better relationships. You see, when you have boundaries, when you set healthy boundaries, when you communicate your needs, your friends know what you want. Your friends understand you more. Your friends are able to know, I cannot be able to cross this line. You also know their boundaries, and you know the line that you cannot be able to cross. So you have good and better relationships. I really love this poem. I don't know if it's a poem or it's a quote, and it's from Marianne Williamson, and it's titled Return to Love. And there's a part that says, as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I'm looking to my side because I have it on my wall. I really, really love it. That quote tells us that when we are liberated, when we are informed, when we have light shining, we automatically give other people permission to also let their own light shine. So when you have boundaries, when you're not a people pleaser, when you are woke, when you know what you want, when you love yourself, even the people around you, they can feel that energy, and they allow their lights to shine, and you have better relationships. The third benefit is increased happiness. When you're not a people pleaser, you only do the things that bring you joy. You focus on yourself, you focus on the positive things, you allow yourself when you're not in a mental space to accommodate other people, to just accommodate yourself and to thrive on your own. So you become happy. And when you're happy, you spread that positivity to other people. The fourth benefit is personal growth. When you're focusing on yourself, you focus on your goals, you are able to learn more about yourself, your passions, your goals, your dreams. You set goals for yourself, you work towards your dreams, you work towards your goals, and you achieve them. And this will help you grow personally and professionally. It helps improve your career because now you have more time to focus on the things that really matter. And let's remember that being selfish is not ignoring other people. It's honoring yourself. It's putting yourself on the pedestal. It's putting yourself as the first priority. It's making sure that your cup is full so that you can be able to take care of the other people. And that's not a bad thing. It's just prioritizing yourself and making sure that you come before other people. Let us thrive and not just survive. Feeling inspired? Smash that like button, share your thoughts and stories in the comments section, hit that subscribe button for more empowering content. Together, let's build a community where everyone's cup is overflowing. See you on my next video. Bye.